just waking up here on the train, and I think that we're like in the city limits, possibly. Look at this swamp. I mean, this is crazy. Obviously, there's no way to get off the property that way. Yeah, it stopped here late last night, and has just been kind of sitting here. So I'm getting all my stuff packed up, getting ready to just walk off. But I'm not positive where this is, but I think that it's close enough to get a local bus into town. Time to walk. Alright, I think this is it. The train is tied down here. Definitely swampy out here. There's a lot of mud. I would not venture off the rails due to the guarantee of the swamp crocodile situation. Restaurants like this means you've arrived at your destination. What's going on? Stobe the Hobo here in Nolens. Just kind of doing some sightseeing. It's super hot out here. I'm definitely getting fatigued. I'm kind of confused why this is an indoor stadium, considering the weather here is pretty much never that dastardly to prevent playing football. I just like to point out that at this juncture in the journey, I am super fried right now. I've been going on very little sleep. Erratic schedules the last 3 or 4 days, and I'm just about out of energy completely on this trip. I've been thinking of wimping out, just getting a bus or some other way home, but just for the sake of seeing the mission through, I've still got a lot more trains to go, and it's starting to get a little bit disheartening. I mean, I've got to get a train from here past Houston is the first train, and I'm not sure, honestly, how that's going to work. I'm pretty sure BNSF will get me a double stack out of their yard. Should be going, hopefully, to LA. Now, I'm not going to go that far, but it'll get me through Houston at least. I mean, this is serious. This is going to be like maybe a train I'm going to have to stay on for at least 24 hours. I'm going to need a lot of provisions, a lot of beer, and just to be prepared. I think the fun of the trip is just about over, and it's time to just book it to Colorado. I'm burned out. You know, I've seen a whole bunch of new places on this trip. I just don't really care anymore about seeing anything else. Starting to be a rundown vibe to this town. As you can see, you got a lot of businesses just kind of hanging on by threads. A lot of just big, grand, vacant buildings right now going on here in the downtown. You got this building, probably the most interesting architecture in the whole city. But honestly, I think it's getting demolished right now. Doesn't look like it's in use. The windows are all broke up there. It's rivaling the Great Pyramids for architectural, you know, eccentricity at least. Look at that penthouse on top of that thing. At this old former hospital, look at this thing. I would love to get inside this right now. So I'm staying at this hostel here. It's only 20 bucks a night, and it's pretty decent. It's bunk beds. They've got a pool even. The people are pretty reasonable. There's hardly anybody here right now either. So that's India House Hostel. It's right up the street. Here's Canal, where the streetcar goes. And here's the hostel, so it's a pretty good deal. I don't totally understand why this street has such an amazing reputation. It's pretty much just the same tourist schlock as you find in any other place. You know, you got hard rock, you got drunk people, you know. Pretty much everything's way overpriced down here, and not super recommended if you're on a budget. I mean, this is still pretty weak. It's supposed to be the most powerful drink here, but I could probably drink 2 or 3 and still drive. So this street is pretty much more touristy with all rock and blues kind of bands going. My personal taste warrants going further down to Frenchman, where the guaranteed jazz facilities are. What the hell is going on out here? It's definitely kind of a sinister vibe right now in the vicinity of all these jazz clubs. I'm just getting blitzkrieged, literally, by this super storm going on right now between the main 2 clusters of jazz clubs here. As you can see, this is, wow. This is definitely, I'd say, a good setup for some Eric Dolphy or some Miles Davis. Something with that real gloomy sound. This is not appropriate for Errol Garner or Fats Waller. That's way too cheerful. This is grim out here. Look at this. Kapow! I mean, I'll just say, you know, I mean, I'll add my own input to the thousands of narratives written about this city. There's definitely a vibe going on. It's definitely here. There's a vibe of, you know, grave sites, spirits coming out right now, and just all kinds of weird, you know, very gloomy things. And I get it. It's going on here. It's been authentic in the last couple minutes here. I mean, who's this guy? Is that a real guy or is that just some phantom? Yeah, the atmosphere is definitely augmented by this hand grenade drink. Wow! Oh, you missed that. Wow! It looks like things are gonna clear up and I can get down to Frenchman Street to hear hopefully some very gloom infused jazz. So like I was saying, there is an authentic presence of something very interesting here that remains despite the presence of so many white corpulent tourists. I mean, this is authentic. Whoa, and there's a train. Where's the train? I don't even know where the train is here, but there's a train coming. beginning of the main jazz zone is right here. It's just a little bit, this is Decatur, right in the middle of this storm. This is definitely tops right here. Fucking badass. This is Frenchman, and you've got about, I don't know, 12 to 15 non-stop clubs here, and all of them have pretty good bands going on. I would just say, I mean, don't waste your time going anywhere else if you want to hear serious, you know, jazz music. It's just not going on anywhere else in America on this level. So don't waste your time in, I don't know where else. I don't even know where else. Just get down here. And just when you think it can't get more interesting, it does. Freight trains come right through here. That's Frenchman. That's Jazz Central. Beginning there. There's the downtown, whatever. And this track I'm on, I'm pretty sure they come through. We got Grainers here, guaranteed. Something dropped them off here. Let's go in the east. Taking a couple beers in one of these places. Just kind of thinking about the trip ahead. It's about time to bounce out of New Orleans. And I'm kind of getting discouraged. It's going to be a major trip to Denver for me. There's like, it's gonna take at least 4 trains. There's like 10, 15 junctions ahead. Not that many, but there's like 5. And if I go the wrong way, I end up in some crappy place like Fort Worth or Lafayette or somewhere else. This is the time of the trip where it's just time to book it. I don't want to sightsee anymore. My morale is kind of low. It's starting to get lifted by hearing these bands, but I mean, I've been out here getting bit by mosquitoes and sweating my ass off and smelling like a open grave for a solid month. And you know, so it's going to take a train from here that I'm hoping is going to go well into Texas. It's going to take 3 or 4 trains. First train to Clovis, New Mexico.
So they expedite from the...
Second train to Amarillo, 3rd train to Denver is the minimum.
I've seen it in the kitchen.
I'm thinking it's going to take more than that. There's so many junctions. I don't know. I've never done this before. But after hearing all these bands and seeing this situation down here, I think it would just be really chickening out to take a bus or a plane back to Colorado. I've got enough money in my savings I could get a cheap flight. That just wouldn't be in accordance with the situation. All these bands are playing. You gotta stay true. And the guys playing in these bands, I think, would say, take the train, take the A train, or in this case the B train, because it's going to be BNSF, back to Colorado. So I think I'm getting enough energy and inspiration from these bands. I think it's possible. I think I can do it. I'm going to be heading over to the train yard fairly soon and making tracks on the tracks out here. Stobe, Jim Kennedy. Yeah, so like I was saying, I mean, my morale, it's low. I mean, I haven't showed that much of what's been going on. We're talking mosquitoes, we're talking incredible humidity and heat, freaking, you know, the smell coming off my clothes like an open grave. And I was really thinking about wimping out and just like getting a bus back or like a plane. But I'm down here in this area thinking, you know, we got a lot of just guys devoted to their craft. It is not my craft to sit on a bus or a plane with a bunch of corpulent tourists. I'm just thinking there's no other option than going back on the cargo train. There's nothing else that can be done. When you look at this, when you hear these bands, there's only one option. And I should just say the spirits, the train gods, they've been with me on this trip. I've never wanted for cold beer. The last 3 trains I've had like a 4-pack of 16-ounce steel reserves right when I get on the train. So I mean, everything's going great on that. I'm going home on the train. And I think I'm glad to have come down here and been able to solidify that decision. All right, folks, well, this is pretty much concluding my time here in New Orleans. It's a pretty nice town. There's a lot of good tunes. There's also a lot of other touristy stuff like swamp tours and alligators and stuff if you're into that. Obviously, I don't really have the funds to just go, you know, spend $100 here and there on tours. Tried some of the drinks, sampled some of the tunes, and it's time to keep going. Tomorrow, the final leg of the trip to Denver from here. It's going to be an exhausting leg. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm really kind of dreading it right now, honestly. Well, folks, I've had a good time here in New Orleans. Been inspired by all this great music. Had some of the food here. Pretty good time. The time has now come to move along. There's Frenchman, and there is the train tracks. I can't believe there's a freight train rolling through this freaking town right here, man. Look at this. It's like, is this really happening?